Cork in the North podcast, ladies and gentlemen, back this week for another episode. Thanks to every single person who's been listening and downloading record numbers of views. We're growing all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Before we crack on with this week's episode, I want to talk about our sponsor, the Die-In Pub. The Die-In Pub are our friends. They're down there on the Lisburn Road. That's where they live. And it's a great pub. It's a great venue for comedy, for sport, for dinner, for a few pints. We highly recommend it. We go down there quite a lot to do comedy shows. We've also booked in our first live podcast.
Oh no, CTE setting in. Oh Jesus.
What's CTE?
That's when you get too many hits to the head and you start to stumble out. He's like Ali here, so he is. He's fucking, oh, look at him. Andrew, come back to us. Come back to the room, Andrew. Sorry, the Die-In, continue.
The Die-In, ladies and gentlemen, we've booked our first live podcast in that venue. Details will be out probably next week. So please do buy tickets to that. Also, as well as you can get 25% off your food if you use the code CORK25 Wednesday to Saturday. They have a great menu. The kids are out of school now, so why don't you bring the kids down, get 25% off your food and stuff like that. It'd be great for you at the Die-In Pub. Lots of comedy on, lots of music, lots of sport.
Lots of kids.
Just go down and check it out.
Just go down and check it out.
Just check it out. All right, it's a great place.
Anyone can go.
Andy, the manager down there, he's tight. He's a good lad.
He's tight.
I don't know what's tight mean.
It means that he, I'm not going to say it because I don't want us to get
right. So we're going to be down there quite regularly over the next few months doing stuff. We'll be recording another live podcast, another recorded podcast down there, and then doing a live podcast show. So please do support Die-In. All the details are links below. So excellent stuff. Now, ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the couch this week is UFC fighter Emmet Corr, returning for a second time.
MMA fighter.
MMA, UFC. To be honest with you, I've retired from the fight game.
I know I don't know. You retired getting into the ring.
I was tired getting into the ring.
You retired backstage.
Emmet here, MMA fighter, all-around good guy, champion.
Yep.
And then joining him as well as man who refused to fight in the comedian's boxing because he was scared.
All right.
Aaron Butler.
All right, do you want to do that now? Do you want to get into that now? Here's the thing with me, Emmet, let me tell you something. I only fight to fight a man. I don't fight to just raise my profile like some people did on the... I fight to get in there and hurt someone.
You've never had a fight in your life?
I don't fight.
So how can you say that?
I don't fight just to get in front of a crowd and from an audience and all the big guys and all. I fight to fuck people up. That's the thing.
How many fights have you ever had?
I'm undefeated, mate.
Because you've had none.
What's your record?
No one tickles fancy,
I can't make a man fight, Emmet. That's the issue. I can't pull them into the ring.
No one was putting out that challenge.
Right. No one wants that challenge.
Aaron Butler is here with us as well. Aaron
exciting.
was he ring walked me. He walked me into the ring at the comedian's boxing. You may have seen it. You can
kind of corner man as well.
Kind of corner man. You can still watch it, or it'll be up on YouTube. But to everyone that downloaded it and bought it, a big thank you. Record number of streams. It was absolutely brilliant. Raising money for the charity. First of all, Emmet, you saw the fights online.
Yep.
Aaron, you were there on the night. What did you think? Wasn't it a great night?
It was good. You kicked it off in style,
Yeah. We brought we got the crowd going. I feel like
I thought we brought a bit of entertainment.
Yeah. We did, yeah.
Because there wasn't going to be any good boxing.
No.
So I thought we might as well have the crack with it.
Yeah.
It was a great day, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. There is a big difference watching it at home and watching it in the room. In the room, it's fucking, the atmosphere is great. It's so much fun.
So if we just want to talk about the start of the fight. When we did our walkout, we got in, it was a bit of crack. And then as soon as the fight started, it just went so quiet. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
And I was like going, oh.
Yeah.
It felt like I was just in the boxing gym rather than...
Mm-hmm.
And then you land one punch and you hear something and then someone shouted out, "Cool FM!"
That's right.
And then someone said, "Hit him!" And I was like going, I better hit him, so...
Some of the heckles are great. Like the audience, if I can recall, some were like, "Get your deck out." And another one when the guards were fighting was like, "Punching the dude." No. You're like, these are great. Like, this is class.
So Aaron, what did you think of the day? We had great crack, didn't we?
Oh, we had great fun. This will be a lot of behind the scenes sort of stuff for you to digest and things like that. But a few fun moments for me were, number one, backstage. Here's what I'll say. Thank fuck you went on first, because had you been later in the night, you'd have been a mess.
Yeah.
Because Andrew was first on.
How was the nerves?
Oh, jeez, this guy.
But how do you cope 2 hours before a fight? What do you do?
2 hours, that's light work. You should have been.
Work.
In my last fight, I was there from 10 in the morning. I wasn't fighting until about 6:30.
Well, what are you doing in the day? What are you doing there for the 8 hours?
We've got a good system going. Us, the boys up at the gym will just sit and basically try and take away as much from you fighting as possible. Like we would sit there and just chat.
Do you bring like an
absolute
Xbox
shit.
up and play FIFA or something?
No, we would go wee walks to the shop. That kills a bit of time. Go wee down there, stretch the legs out, walk about the venue.
Just
and stuff.
chat, anything but fight.
Anything but fighting. We don't talk fighting in our change room until it's time to actually.
And what would that be, like an hour before you would start to?
Probably, about an hour and a half. Like it's a myth that you need a big old warm up. Like so.
Well, let me tell you something. You're a professional fighter. That was not the case with us. I was walking out to the ring at 7:05. At 7:10, I'm trying to sort out tickets for people.
No.
2 hours before he's in Nando's eating a big chicken. It's like, I'll be fine. Be all right.
Drinking water, like
What was your pre-fight meal?
rice and chicken.
Rice and chicken.
To be fair, it was a solid.
We went for rice and chicken and Nando's, went for a bit of a walk, came back, then they put the strapping on, which takes ages.
Yeah, it does. The
Yeah,
boxing,
your hand wraps.
boxing wraps
Hand
as well
wraps
are
were
bigger.
just taking ages.
Yeah.
And the guy was doing it, and I went, look, I won't need it.
And then
I
it's
was like, I don't need it.
And then you're overthinking because you're not around comedians. You're just with that guy.
But I'm
you're
not a
just like,
fighter. I'm like, what is this? This is a completely different thing. Go back into the room. But then some people weren't fighting for 2 hours, so they're
Yeah.
still in jeans,
Yeah.
walking around. And I'm in there getting text messages going, hey man, there's no ticket to the door for me. And I'm like, oh shit.
That's
So I'm
right.
texting. Then I'm getting to the gear. And then all I'm hearing is Conor Brennan in the other room doing a massive warm up. And I turn to Sean McCobb and I go,
Yeah.
are we doing a warm up? And he goes, do you want a warm up? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, what do I do? Like, so he went and got pads and I started jabbing. And then I started to pretend I was skipping. I was just jumping. I pretended I was skipping.
Can you
like.
not skip?
No, he didn't have a
I
rope.
just didn't have a rope.
Plus, it
So I
was,
just
it was,
doing
it was
that. I
actually
just-
much funnier just watching a psychopath backstage.
Were you
just,
doing the hand motion?
I was still doing the hand motion, yeah.
Why?
And then they came in and put Vaseline on me, and I was like, "Oh Jesus!"
He's all
Like-
oiled up and all.
And then they brought me
It's a
down,
lot
and so
of
we
fun,
decided. We and Aaron had discussed like a little bit of fun. I was going to come out in crutches for a bit of crack, but I thought it'd be a bit too much. So Aaron would walk behind me with the belt, the UFC belt,
that.
Yeah.
and then even Dave Elliott on commentary was like, "Aaron Butler there with the UFC belt, wrong sport."
See, I haven't watched any of it back or listened to any of it back,
it's
'cause
brilliant.
but I'd love to. I will at some point. Like because it's way different when you watch the fights back, how you judge them and score them, and like what the effect the audience has on you and things like that. So I'd be interested to just watch.
So
a few
someone
back.
told me, Emmet, now you might know, is this true, that you can burn a lot of energy and adrenaline and the adrenaline just even getting into the ring
Yeah.
or the cage in
Yeah,
your
you
situation.
can burn you'll burn so much energy, regardless. So if you sit still, your adrenaline will be pumping. Like, so you're gonna burn energy. So that's why you'll get told to like do as little as possible, because you can't stop burning energy, but you can reduce it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, if I'm pacing about, like my first couple of fights, if I'm pacing about early doors, my dad will be like, sit down, relax. You can
Wow.
burn energy just from
Yeah.
the adrenaline's gonna make you
I think
burn energy.
I burnt a lot of energy. I was up at 5 that morning just doing the radio as well. So like
were you working that morning?
I was working and everything.
But
Yeah.
you got a nap that day.
Got an hour.
There you go.
That's all
Yeah,
I need.
That's all
You know what I mean? But when the fight started, I mean, what did you? Obviously, I think what were you expecting? What did you think, Aaron? I actually did a lot better than
So
I thought I did.
I'll give you a play-by-play on how things played out from my perspective. Me and you walked the ring, have a bit of fun.
We had a
I
great
counted
time,
it.
didn't we,
We had
doing
a
that?
great time. So thank you for letting me do it with you. It was great fun. You then are on your own.
Oh,
And
it's
I go,
horrendous.
I go sit down comedians row, and the first thing I do is I go, "He's fucked, lads." The bell hasn't even went yet, and they're going, "All right." And so it starts. First round, you actually do all right. You
Yeah.
hold your own. You do well. You're
Jab was working well.
getting a few shots in there. Now here is. I'm gonna tell you how this played out from my perspective, and then I want to hear Andrew's perspective on this. I don't know if you see this on the broadcast, because again, I haven't watched it back. Before we go out, Andrew hands me an energy gel and goes, "Aaron, between rounds 1 and 2, have that energy gel ready to feed me." Keep in mind, energy gels take about 20 minutes to kick
It's not
in.
gonna kick in.
It's not doing anything, but in his head, it's absolutely
Just
a
psych Connor
necessity.
out, like.
In his head, it's a necessity. So I'm going, right, I better get this fucking energy gel ready. So it's coming to the end of round 1. I rip up the energy gel. I've got it waiting. I'm excited. I'm like, right, I'm going to fucking give him this energy gel. He comes to his corner. He's that bollocks. He can't even spit his gum shield out. So I have to reach in like a fucking pervert, take the gum shield out of his mouth. I have all his saliva around this hand, and then I just take the energy gel, and I overshot it. I didn't think there was that much in it, and I went like that and squeezed it like a Frube yogurt, and too much went into his mouth, and it just all fell into the canvas. And he looked like he was dribbling. Then he had like saliva coming out of his mouth. He looked like he was Muhammad Ali present day. Like he was like, it was terrible. And then he's like, the look in his face, panic, and I've got this fucking stinking energy gel in my hand. I'm going, this is going terribly wrong for our entire camp. This is just not.
It has the opposite effect.
Yeah, it actually hindered his
12-week
performance.
training camp is fucked.
Yeah, then
It was relying on an energy gel.
yeah. Then between rounds 2 and 3, again, you're that like crazy in the fight that
I rugby tackled Connor at one point.
Sean McComb has water for you to take a sip of, and he goes, "Take a sip of water, Andrew." And you went, "No, no, no." And he goes, "Andrew, it'll help you. Take a sip of water," and he eventually coaxes you to take. But that's how crazy you were getting. You weren't even wanting to drink a bit of water.
It's just a complete different
He
environment.
sees red.
Oh, jeez, he seemed
see
red.
red,
Right?
it's-
The third round, that we have to be honest here, right? I'm going to give you my fair. I have to say,
Wasn't great.
well, wasn't great. Yes, Conor Brennan was a gentleman
He took the foot off the
because
gas.
he did, yeah.
because if I'm in the ring with you, I'm
Did you
going.
get him out of there?
I'm going ground and pound. I'm going flat out. I'm not giving you that wee breather. I'm seeing the prey and I'm praying.
No, Connor caught me.
I'm a vulture. Yeah,
Caught me in the head,
Yeah.
and it kind of
caught you good.
caught me good. Like,
Because you did this. You got hit and went, oh.
there was one point where I thought I might go down for the crack.
Yeah.
I'd get up like Tyson Fury, you know,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
take
yeah,
it, or-
yeah.
And I'd get up, and then I'd be like, I'm back from the dead. And then,
Yeah.
but there was only 10 seconds left. So
Yeah.
I didn't do much.
Yeah.
So I went for an 8 count, and then the crowd got me into it again.
Yeah.
And then I went for the last 5 or 6 seconds. If you watch it, I actually fucking started throwing
Started swinging
haymakers. Like,
windmills.
Yeah.
But I think with a bit more training, I don't think I would have been as tired.
Yeah.
I was, I really didn't properly really train until the last 2-3 weeks.
You absolutely didn't. I can tell you this. I
didn't,
told you this for weeks. But you also came back at me and said, well, I'm just doing it to fuck about. So it's fine.
But I did it to fuck about.
Yes.
And I fucked about. And
found
I
out.
loved it.
Oh,
But also Connor, in fairness to Connor, like he could have hurt me a lot more.
yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't. He knew, like I knew that he was going to win. Look, Connor's got fighting experience. So I said, look, let's have the crack. I hugged Connor and the referee came over, I grabbed him and the referee came over and said, you can't do that, I can't do that. And I gave the referee the finger and I got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, this is all right, like if I can get... And then I deliberately sat in the corner a bit too long. But I deliberately...
deliberately.
And then they were like, Sean was like,
dead.
go on in. And I was like, nah, I'm not going in. I was just sitting there going on. And then it got up and then... But like, can I just say, what a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just so happy to have been
That's
done
what I mean.
first as well.
I'd recommend anyone to have a go at it. Like,
Yeah. And go
Would I,
first.
like, if you were to ask me would I do it again, I probably would,
Yeah.
but I also wouldn't. You know the kind of way.
No, yeah, listen, if you thought Connor did him dirty.
You wouldn't.
Anderson
fucking
Silva
lay-
over
Let
here.
me see.
You wouldn't fucking lay a glove on me, mate.
What are you
I
saying?
will see
Who wins between you two?
Oh,
I do.
I,
Do you think so?
Not a chance.
I do.
Not a chance. He wins.
I-
Absolutely. I get in his head so easily. He's absolutely mentally very, very weak.
You've got the speed advantage.
Yeah. Backstage, I just go, do you know flights are 20% off at the minute? Good luck. And that's all. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Do you know EasyJet's delayed by 2 hours anyway? Good luck. That's all I have to do. And he's absolutely freaking out
Why
backstage.
why didn't you fight this year? Why won't you do
I
it?
have said it many, many times.
Unfair. You know?
Yeah, Emmet knows that as well. You know, we had a few different reasons
You
that
have to get sanctioned, surely.
I said it on the broadcast. They won't sanction me. They won't sanction the weapons. The commission, I've had arguments with them for years now. We've had the lawyers involved. We've been sending letters. We've been back and forth. Guys are saying, we just can't do it. We need to, they have to do it overseas on pirate water somewhere. You know what I mean? They got to take
Or
me on a
push
ship.
someone in.
Exactly.
It's like high level.
Exactly. Like they were talking to me going in the ring with Paul Hughes and stuff. I said I wouldn't do that to Hughesy. You know what I mean? I want Hughesy to have a good career. I want him to have a long career. I don't want to cut his career short by a few years. God bless you, Paul Hughes. You know what I mean? You're a good lad and all. But there was that. Then I can't make.
With the fact that you're completely shit be an issue at all.
Oh, man, I'm not shit. It's not seeing my footwork. I'm fucking light on my feet. I'm a dancer, baby. I'm
for
evasive.
musicals, yeah.
You wouldn't land
Just-
a
he's
punch
like-
on
he's
me.
an artist.
My head movement. I'm on that canvas. You know what I mean? I'm fucking.
If
painting as a-
comedians boxing comes back, I don't know. It's like Glastonbury. They're going to have a fallow year, or they're going to have a fallow year. But Emmet, when you watched it as
Yeah.
a fighter and someone who does this as your sort of career,
Yeah.
What did you think of it as a spectacle?
Overall,
would you see something like that as good for fighting, or like how would you view it?
I don't
know if it's good for fighting.
I don't.
No,
know. I mean, the turnout you get is insane. To be
It is
fair.
But like to
mad,
be
isn't
able
it?
to say I fought a boxing match in the Ulster Hall. There's actual fighters out there
Ulster
that will
Hall's
never.
Ulster Hall's a class venue.
But everybody, there's
Yeah.
actual people out there
Yeah.
who could go, who actually take boxing seriously and could never have
in the Ulster
fought,
Hall,
fought
yeah,
in the Ulster Hall.
Yeah, it sold out in like an hour, didn't it?
Yeah.
Probably less.
Yeah.
Like what boxing event can you think in this country sells that quickly? Like 1,000 people, like freaking like that.
It's just for people making a dick out of each other.
Like we could have sold the SSE. I'd say probably pretty easy, which
I
is
reckon,
mad.
yeah.
Like
Because there was a fight in the SSE on the Saturday
It was
night,
half empty.
and it was half.
Here,
half
you
full.
just took the thunder from that, I reckon.
we
personally.
did. We took all the.
Do you think so?
We took all the ground.
honestly,
If you're a professional boxer in that lineup, they're coming for us.
Yeah.
yeah,
They must be
You
fucking
used to-
furious.
Andrew Ryan, I'm calling you out, boy.
PVV
I'm
points.
retired, mate. I'm retired. Did I see my last fight?
Retired defeated.
Do you know what I was going to do? I was going to cut clips where you have like Tyson, Fury, all the great boxers, Eubank, Nazim Hamed, when they all go, he was such a good fighter. And then there's clips of me. But
You
it's-
fighting Connor?
There's clips of me just like bespoke, and it's like people didn't know who was going to. But obviously it's obviously not in the script, but
That
it's
is
all
funny.
deliberately aimed
Yeah.
at me, and then it's just me doing an interview. Go, I can't do it anymore, man. You know, like just to like
Yeah.
make a little comedy video out of it. Like,
If I'm you, I would take the footage from the Ulster Hall. Anytime I land or look like I'm doing well against Connor, I just splice that wee second and I put them all in a montage and I just post it on my Instagram and go, robbed. Absolutely robbed. Go, Connor had the judges in his back pocket. You know, the judges are fucking Q radio people. Like, whatever. I would just say loads of stuff.
yeah.
Connor paid a few people off, I reckon. Like,
How well known in the MMA world was this event? Were people talking about it?
don't think
Did your
anyone
mates
give a
know about
fuck.
it? Does anyone give a shit?
my
Because I'm
mates
just curious.
definitely-
Like, what was the reach amongst?
my mates definitely knew about it.
Yeah,
they
like, what
they
was-
brought it up to me.
Yeah.
After the first podcast, and they were like, "Do you want to grab a ticket?" And I was like, "I think it's sold out."
Yeah, that's the thing.
Instantly
Like,
sold out. Like,
it was very difficult if you
no,
weren't
it's
on
pretty,
the ball.
it would
if you're-
pretty. I'd say it'd be pretty well known. Like,
It could probably sold out on Patreon.
Would it piss
to be
people like
honest.
you off, like in
No.
actual fighters? Like, would
No.
you get, like if I said around you now, and
not
said,
me. Like, it might.
Connor, if I said you know next year I'm doing the charity cage fight, bare knuckle, because I'm more suited to that.
That's more your
That's
style.
more my
Yeah.
style, right? Like,
Yeah.
because I like.
Might be.
I'll be
You
honest
can
with
use all
you.
your tools as
I'll
well.
be honest with you. Boxing is a bit restrictive for me.
Limited skill set.
It's a bit,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like I like.
So as McGregor says,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
a real fight. You know what I
No,
mean? So
exactly.
Conor Brand didn't actually beat you.
Yeah, in a real fight, in a street fight.
Oh, mate.
Connor's
Fucked,
here.
mate.
He's lucky he was behind those gloves.
Oh,
He's
lucky he had the referee in his pocket.
He's lucky he was more
Here,
skilled.
get Connor Brennan drug tested right now.
He refused
Yeah.
a drug test.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
You're looking a bit jacked as well.
he was on
What
antihistamines.
are you
I think.
taking?
Huh?
What were you taking?
Smack.
He was high on energy gels that I was feeding.
I was high on the
Here, do you
chicken
know what's,
Nando's.
do you know that's illegal?
What?
Energy gels
Like
in
during
real,
a fight.
in real sport, like the energy
Yeah.
gels.
So
That's
what?
mad.
So
Do you
we
ever
actually
fight?
took. I actually.
You took an illegal substance
you
in
should
front of the ref.
You should be
And the
banned.
referee didn't say anything. I was so
And I made it
That's
so
fucking
obvious.
so. I took an illegal substance during my fight, which
Yeah.
was the energy gel. I only
Yeah.
took a little bit because the rest of it spilled.
So here, that means the fight was a disqualification,
Well,
which
no,
means you
no,
never
no,
lost, which means you never
None of
lost.
mine. I'm not. I'm 1-0.
You're undefeated.
I'm one of-
You're
no,
you're,
no, no,
you're
no, no,
0-0 and 0-1.
100%
So,
record.
so I took an illegal substance
Yep.
during my boxing fight,
Yep.
and therefore the result is null and void.
you have to run it back now.
Yeah.
Who's at fault there? I tell you, it's Boxing Board of Control.
Yeah.
We're not spotting
Yeah,
it.
the BBC.
No, it's the most corrupt sport in the world, man. Boxing.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
is.
I felt the rat of
You
it.
corrupted it.
I know how
You were
Mick
just-
Conlon felt after the Olympics.
You were just testing them.
Yeah.
You know?
The
I know
Lance
exactly how
Armstrong.
Mick Conlon. If I was Russian there, I'd have fucking did it, give me guns and everything to
Yep,
shoot him.
yep,
Like.
yep. I tell you, the
Um,
Lance Armstrong of boxing, comedians boxing.
But
right here.
overall, we had a great night, didn't we?
we had a great laugh, yes, and yeah,
Some
after-
fights there, like
There
Shane
was.
Todd and Sean Early.
See, that was good. Seen the Colin Gaddis
Yeah,
fight.
any other highlights, Emmet? You tell us from your perspective, like as an audience member, like what was it you were watching that really struck your eye that you really enjoyed?
Well, as Andrew was saying, I think there's a lot of guys they're in it for, like they're taking it, they're not losing. You know what I mean?
Fight of
Yeah.
the night, Emmet. What
They-
would you say
If what?
if you had to name like a fight of the night, like a fight of the night bonus? Who do you give it to? It's a tough call.
Do you know what?
I like-
special. Unless just pick your fight. Pick your fight, and I'll give you special. Pick your fight. John.
Anduran versus
No, here, that was not fair.
PR trained.
Let me
No,
tell you.
that was not fight. That was
Shane
entered. I think.
Todd.
our
Shane and
fight-
Sean.
Shane and Sean.
Shane and Sean, I think, is a pretty solid call for fight of the night. Both of them.
You know
Also-
why? Because they both took it dead serious.
Yeah.
Also, special shout out to the second fight after me.
Heather and Rachel.
Heather and Rachel.
Jesus Christ. Knocked lumps out of each other.
They, like, excuse
That's
me.
you get
I
that
know
women's fight.
when I was training or being told what to do, just punch straight. Still couldn't do it. They punched straight,
Oh, yeah.
and I couldn't do it.
Yep.
What do you
So,
mean?
well done.
He's a hooker.
You're a winner.
Yeah. So you like Sean and Shane
Good
fight was
fight.
great.
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty solid choice, to be fair. They were both.
Paddy and Mickey was a good fight, and then at the end, the
Paddy
big-
and Mickey was funny actually. I don't know.
Did you score that a certain way, just out of interest? Because I know it would ended up a draw, but when you were watching at home, how did it come across to you?
I was more watching it and laughing more than
that's not good.
more than scoring.
More
But
than
that's
scoring.
what people are there to see. They're
Well,
there
that's
for.
true.
They're there for.
Here,
I don't think.
let's give a wee shout out here, by the way, as you've just said that. We got the medical talk before the fight, which was like, so all the comedians are sitting on the ring, me as well, my stupid fucking tracksuit and fake belt, and fucking the wee lady who was giving the medical talk was like, right, here's the thing. You're not here to punch each other in the head. You're here to make people laugh, so no headshots. And we're all sitting there like,
Everyone's just looking at each other.
everyone's
going,
just
no
looking at each
headshot.
other like,
Rule out headshots.
Generally, she was like, "Don't be doing headshots. Go to the body. You're here to make people laugh, aren't you?" And we were just like, "Nah." Like I'm here to watch fucking.
Part of the fun is seeing
Exactly.
comedians getting lammed about the place.
So yeah,
like.
we ignored her. Bless her.
Yeah, and then it was a brilliant night, and then obviously Colin Geddes
Good
and
fight.
Roland Boyd at the end was like, right, okay, main event at the end.
Your man's done a bit though.
Oh yeah, amateur fighter,
He's decent.
and then like and thing is, Colin's strong, like
Yeah.
Colin's strong. But then when it started, you're like, Roland was straight out of the blocks,
Uh-huh.
and Colin hit him.
They both were. They both.
Colin hit
Yeah.
him, but I suppose that bit of experience, it just really shines
Yeah.
through in
If
that, like.
if you've done anything and you're boxing on that comedian like show, I think
It's going to show, like.
it's 100% going to show.
Yeah.
Get me on it.
If you go and do 10 minutes in Lavery's,
Get me cheered up.
you can.
If you do 10 minutes of Lavery's of comedy, you qualify next year.
Bring me on. And I'll
You
do
and
10
you and
minutes
you and
of
Aaron.
Lavery's.
You and Aaron. Let's see how
Oh
that goes.
no, Jesus! Sure, I'm a.
He doesn't wanna ruin my career, though.
Exactly.
That's what we're going to get over the next year. We're going to get like fighters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
turning up
It's
the
gonna go
open
down.
mics.
It's gonna go down. It's gonna go down the YouTube route.
But here, I would love for a laugh.
I can avenge your loss.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Tyson turning up at the Ulster Hall to take on Colin Geddes?
But I would like it'd be funny. I think to do boxing comedians. No, boxers.
Wrestling.
No, I'm trying to the other way around. So boxers doing comedy. Do like a charity night
Yeah.
where like
Paddy
5
Barnes
to
and
10.
Frampton
Yeah,
all have
Barnesy,
to do.
they all have to do 5 to 10.
Sean McCobb have to do 10 minutes.
To be fair, Sean McComb would fucking kill.
Aye, Sean McComb
Sean
would
McComb's a
be
funny
killer.
bastard. Like,
Yeah, he's very funny.
like annoyingly.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, you fucking yeah.
I think
good lad,
comedy is
too.
like is so different as well. But
yeah.
feel
it
like-
is.
I feel like I know a lot of funny guys, but I don't think they could.
There's
I
a
don't think they could
difference.
do a set.
It's a complete difference. Like
Yeah.
that's like saying, I can spar in a gym. Yeah, put you in the ring.
It's the
on
same,
the rad. It's a
same
completely
thing.
different
We
thing.
have there's gym fighters as well. Like people like a gym. Have you ever heard of that reference?
No.
It's like the Shark Tank all over again.
At least he
You should've
said
said-
no this
you should've
time.
said yeah.
At least he said
learned,
no. He's
I learned,
learned.
I learned.
He's doing well.
They're just fighting gyms.
No, not.
What's the gym fighter? It's just fighting gym, isn't it?
They're just fighting gyms. No, basically they're really good, and then it just comes to like.
So
the
in
night
the
of the
gym,
fight.
they're fantastic. They're the best fighter in the gym. They'll knock the fuck out of you in the gym.
Really?
They're like, but then see when they get in front of the big lights, they get in front of the stage. They
Doesn't
just,
happen.
they
That's
just
a,
don't
that's
have
a real
it.
thing. Like people,
Yeah.
there's always people, even high up in the sport, like in the UFC, there'll be people who are so good and they'll just slightly underperform in UFC. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And they'll just not because there's just something holding them back, and it's
So that's more of a mental thing.
yeah.
That's-
Some people just can't deal with it. Like
It's
Can't
like a
deal with-
footballer who like keeps getting picked, and they're like, "Why
And
does he
don't- and
keep
they don't
playing
play.
him?" And it's like, "You must train great."
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But then there's opposites who train terribly, like in
That show
football
up
as
on the
well,
night.
like and are unbelievable.
yeah. People used to say like Dele Alli was one of the worst
Hazard.
trainers.
I remember hearing about Hazard
Hazard was really
saying
poor
he
trainer.
done absolutely nothing. He'd be out in the rip and then he'd show up on the Saturday and just absolutely tear up.
Yeah. So it's about. I suppose it's an internal thing as well. Then isn't it? Like
Yeah.
Well,
how-
mindset's like a
Mindset.
huge part of the fight game
Yeah,
that you
it's
don't.
genuinely like honestly most of it.
Yeah.
See if you can control your thoughts. Like or not even your thoughts. You can
How do
see
you
all
get-
the bad thoughts. They're going to happen. You just see when you think that's wrong. See when you think you shouldn't be thinking that. Then you'll start worrying. But see, doubting yourself and all, it's so normal.
How do you control that? How do you have to?
I think you just have
do you
to
have
go-
do you do like work on that? The
I've
constant
definitely
talk
got
with
way
yourself.
better
How
at
does
it
it
now.
work? How do you
This
do
is the
it?
thing. It doesn't change. Like the feelings do not change. The nerves do not change. It's like it's just how you deal with it. And I just deal with it so much better than I can just compare it to my first fight. Like that last fight there, I was co-main event on like a big show, regional show, and I was there all day, as you say. I was there like watching, and part of the nerves is seeing people come back and lose, or seeing people come back and be injured, and you're still having to fight, and you're in your head, you're like, can I be ours doing this? Like,
People on your team.
but
and stuff,
now,
and,
like
yeah.
that last fight, I walked in, like I feel like as soon as I get in the cage now, I just blank. Like you just have to rule everything out. You can't put pressure on anything. Like
It must be. It's obviously. It's like when you do stand up for the first time. Like your first few slots. Like you remember when you were an open micer or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you're fucking
Terrified.
You were terrified. But then once you settle into it and ease into it and find your rhythm and your routine, like just becomes second.
It's like getting driving lessons, isn't it? Your first lesson compared to your 10th lesson. See the,
I thought you
the
said it was like
difference.
drink driving.
No,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
getting
yeah.
dri-
Cork,
yeah.
they love it down there. Sure, you know what they're like. No laws happen down Cork. It's a lawless city, so it is.
No, it isn't.
They're drinking and
It's
This
driving.
is fucking
and,
lawless up here.
Do you think? Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake.
They let comedians fight and everything.
Yeah. But I think it's like learning to drive a car, isn't it? When you get your first lesson to 6 months down the line, you're doing it without even thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're changing
Anything.
gears,
But
you know?
like, I suppose fighters, it's just a bit more extreme, I would believe,
Well,
because
you
there's
would
more
know,
on the.
like, as
I would
well.
know. I mean, you
Yeah.
yourself, CT, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got loads on the line. Your health, your fitness, your everything,
Your
your career,
reputation.
your reputation. You're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position. You're in your shorts, fucking naked, basically, like
Everyone's
fighting another
getting to see
man.
you.
Yeah,
It can swallow you up. Like I've seen it happen.
and
I've
then
seen it happen to people.
that makes you like thinking, respect as well. That like
And you
some-
think, will it happen to me? Do you know what I mean? But
Absolutely. Big man, listen. You think like a Conor McGregor who attracts like a $20 million gate with
Yeah.
fucking, all the big celebrities out, Jared Leto, all these fucking people that come to ringside and all. Imagine just walking out to that. Like that is
Get your
insane.
fuck kicked in front of Jared Leto.
Or not, or fucking,
Who's
kicking
Jared
someone's-
Leto?
The actor and singer of the band
30 Seconds to Mars.
No, Jared Leto.
Probably know his face.
You would.
He was the
Don't
Joker.
see.
You would.
Oh, was it a Joker? Is he? Did he
was-
die?
No, that's
Heath
Heath
Ledger,
Ledger.
you're on a bit.
Oh, right.
CTE.
What's CTE?
It's the
Cognitive-
concussion trauma something. I
There's
can't
no
remember what it
concussion
stands
here, but I tell you something. My shoulder, man, I can barely move my left arm. Like,
Which one? That one there.
Oh.
Now you went in with that injury.
yeah, I
Andrew
had an
went in with
injury. I
an
would like
injury.
Connor, like Emmet, like I
He
fought
likes
with
that he
an
wants to
injury.
run
Like,
back.
'cause I fought with an injury because
You getting choked? You choked up?
Yeah, hey, emotional thinking about the fight. It's all right, Andrew. You'll get them next year. It's no big deal.
I'm just married to the game, mate.
Yeah.
I literally thought you started crying.
Yeah.
Hold on, joking. I was like, is he gonna get awkward?
No,
Conor Brennan
I
fucked up
fought
your
with an
emotions.
injury, but I didn't want to bring it up.
No, you didn't want your
no excuses,
What do you
like.
mean? You did. Fuck off. We were backstage, and Connor, his opponent, was in the room, and he was going. I got his shoulder here now, and then he was looking at me going.
That's mind games.
he was looking at me. Yeah, he was. He was winking at me like.
It's mind games.
He was. He's doing a bit of mind games. He's trying to get in his head.
And like it didn't pay off. Like,
No.
Emmet, what's new with you? What's happening with you? What are you
When's
doing?
the next fight,
When's the
Emmett?
next fight, Emmet?
When are you fucking getting in there?
Look,
Do you need coaching?
whenever I get called for a
I heard you're having troubles getting some fights.
defend the strap, I'll be.
So are you lined up for a fight soon?
I haven't got a name, but I know it'll
This
be.
year?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Are you still training anyway, even though
Yeah.
you're nothing lined up? But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do more of an intense camp as you get to date.
Oh,
like.
I don't really miss any training. You know what I mean? It's more just a bit of crack.
Yeah.
I'm saying a bit of crack. It's still training just as hard, but like,
Just keeping
yeah.
the
Whenever you get a
muscle memory.
whenever you get a fight booked, I don't know. That's when, as you say, you're in the game now. Like the nerves kick in. Training.
for this guy, didn't.
Training gets a bit more intense.
I know what it's like, man. I know what it's like being in camp.
He had a fight booked
Tough.
and just went
Didn't see
straight,
Julie for 6 weeks.
went straight to the golf course and was like, I'll train for that later.
That was a little bit like, I'll train for it later. If I was to do it again, I'd do it completely differently.
You'd
Of course
go-
you would.
you'd
I'd
go,
move to Norway
Well, that's
or
it. You need to
something
do
and
it.
live on a
You need
farm.
to do
Didn't
it.
even bring his own shorts on the night. Had to borrow Sean McAlevey shorts. In fact, bullied Sean McAlevey to give him his
I
shorts.
fucking would have knocked him out, man.
He was basically sitting backstage in these wee green holiday shorts, and he was like, I'll fight in these, like, it'll be all right. And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, no, I need shorts. Sean, can I have your shorts? And Sean was like, And then you were like, I'm not going to sweat them or anything. I'm like, you're definitely going to sweat in them. And then Sean, bless his heart, is a nice guy and let you borrow the shorts for the first fight. So yeah, I see if it was me, I'm buying my own shorts, I'm buying my own gear, I'm training in it, I'm training in the headgear that I'm buying. Because you just used the headgear that was down there, didn't you?
Well, Shane Todd used my headgear.
Was that yours?
Yeah.
You brought it away.
He
He
took it on
brings
the night.
headgear and no shorts. Like.
okay.
So what happened was about 2 months ago, Shane said to me, I've got loads of spare headgear, and he just gave me a red headgear. And then on the night he goes, I'm actually changing my headgear tonight. I want to use that one that you use. And I went, take whatever you want.
Yeah, because the headgear was a big factor. People don't realize
It
how
is
big
terrible.
a factor.
You get punched and it like goes around your face.
You have to have a good one. You need to have one that's
How
tight on
tight
your
was
head.
yours?
It was tight, yeah.
Yours
And then
wasn't too bad.
Connor hit me with it, and it kind of moved. Only moved a small bit, but I dragged it out. Dragged the arse of it to get a break.
Get a wee breather.
Shane's one, I think, had more of an open face as well. It wasn't as locked in, which is
Yeah.
better for visibility as well. Which is
Them ones I kind of don't really get, to be honest.
You don't use headgear, obviously.
No, if it's really close to a fight and you're doing a bit of sparring, we have the big headgears with a nose bar.
oh,
So
okay.
that's the only reason I would wear one is to
Yeah.
like protect your
I
nose.
started training 3 weeks before the fight. And I stopped sparring with people like 3 weeks before
Did
the
you
fight.
say you
as well.
stopped training 3 weeks?
So I
Started?
started training. I started training 3 weeks before the fight, and then as
Yeah.
the fight was getting closer, after about 2 days, I said, "Best not spar, because I don't want to get injured."
He hadn't started at all, but he didn't want to get injured.
yeah.
That's the whole point. Yeah. That's the whole fucking point of what I was just
Nah.
I
saying.
know, sorry, but we're just laughing at but
Emmet,
yeah.
so you're waiting for an opponent,
Yeah.
and will this be? Do you think it'll be in Ireland, or will you go abroad? Or
No, it'll be in Ireland.
We'll be there.
would
If
you
you
be
need
any
someone to
chance you
walk
could
you out,
sort us tickets for it?
Yeah.
Do you want me to be in your corner because
we'll
fight game experience?
If you need someone to give you an illegal energy gel, I'm right
Listen,
here.
if you can slip them in between. Now, let me get past the first round this time. you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Here, I tell you, be lucky getting out of it. Well, do you think this could be maybe your last fight as a
Amateur.
amateur?
I want to defend the belt this year.
Then see what
Definitely
happens.
this year. Sorry, I will 100% be fighting this
Yeah.
year.
Well, will you go pro?
I think next year.
And when you go pro, do you need a promotions company or who looking to sign you and you go onto a roster? How does it work?
You're not really short of offers locally, like in terms of if you turn pro. It's just picking the.
How
best
do you
route to
start
go.
making waves? Like how do you start getting
In
on telly?
pro,
And
it's honestly there is a route there. Like I think you just need to hit a stride. I think early on in pro, and then like if you do it right, there's some people who turn pro way too early, take a couple of losses, and then like the pro is not. If I'm going to lose, like I want to lose at amateur. Do you know what I mean? As weird as that sounds, if I'm inviting a loss, it has to be like in your amateur career. You don't want to lose when you turn pro.
Yeah,
and
because
take a
Carl
loss.
Frampton said that he lost a lot when he was an amateur.
But that's the best thing. People.
because that's where you're going to learn the
I
most.
see all the losses I've had. The amount that's like changed me every fight is insane. I'd hate to be undefeated amateur like right
Same.
now.
Yeah, so you want to
If
take
you're
your hits
undefeated,
now.
I feel like you're not pushing yourself as much.
When I was preparing for my fight, I watched Audley Harrison versus David Hay. Remember we threw one jab and the whole thing. I went, "That's my style."
You're like Tyson Fury sitting behind the job.
Yeah, like so basically, Audley Harrison and David Hay fight. I don't know if you.
I remember it,
it.
yeah.
Harrison didn't do anything.
No.
Like he did nothing, and he got done, and the fight was
Yeah.
stopped in the third round.
Yeah.
And I watched Audley Harrison, and I was like, "That's the kind of guy I think I am."
How random.
I just
like,
stand there and
Yeah.
look.
Ollie
Yeah.
Harrison is your idol.
I also love that's the fight you use to prepare for your fight.
Just
Audley
keep
Harrison.
moving. Just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
moving.
You'd think you would have
Just
watched
keep
like a wee
moving.
Tyson video or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, or a wee
Bobbing and
Floyd video
weaving.
or something like that. Yeah,
I bobbed and weaved quite a bit, and I
Yeah.
missed all the shots.
you
Didn't I?
did.
Bobbed
Yeah,
and weaved into the punches.
How do you get the big money now, man?
You need
How old are you
to
again? 20.
fight often,
22.
fight and fucking fight exciting?
to be real. There will be. You need to get to the latter stage, but it's there. Like I think it's like money will be in with like sponsorships as well.
Yeah,
That's how them boys make their money before they make it big. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But
So could I sponsor you now for a year?
yes,
Cork in the North Broadcast, we
Absolutely.
sponsor an
And you
MMA
put me
fighter.
in your shorts,
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
and I give you like some money.
yeah.
And then when you do an interview and you go, Emmet Corr, you just won the world, whatever, lightweight championship. Was like, how'd you feel? Cork of the North has been the best thing ever. Download available on Spotify.
Doyen,
every time.
10%
I'll
off.
have the
Doyen,
Doyen.
25%
I'll
off.
have the Doyen.
Just want to thank my mom and my dad because they got their dinner down at the Doyen. It was 25% off. If you use the code Cork,
Fueled by
Cork
Doyen.
25.
Yeah,
Oh.
and your shorts just have on each our shake a photo of him and a photo of me. just like all happy and
I'm
smiling.
so down to do
So
that.
I could
like.
sponsor you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there we go. Look here.
Do you know what? When you go pro, give me a message.
Yeah.
I'll give you some money.
Nice. Nice.
You said so
Brian
well.
No,
Emmet.
actually, no. Do you know what? What a grand? What a grand do you?
We'll
And I said,
figure it out.
Look, I'll give you $1,000 a year
Yeah.
if you put me on your short
Yeah.
and you ring me once a week.
Okay, I'll
I
FaceTime
like how
you.
that's part of the
I'll FaceTime you,
deal.
ask you about your
And
day.
if I can get nudes as well,
Oh, jeez. Oh, nice.
send me nudes.
Yeah, not yours, but someone's.
Just get me nudes.
Yeah, just any. You
Your
know what I
mum,
mean?
your mum or
Oh,
something.
the referee,
Aye,
whoever
aye.
it is.
No,
Tell me.
seriously, like when you go, because I had a friend of mine, he went onto the Challenge Tour, golf tour, and he
Yeah.
calculated what he needed just to compete. He needed 40 grand a year.
I think I'm around the same.
And this is around mid 2000s.
Me too.
This is around the mid 2000s, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd say that 40 grand is now 70 grand, 80 grand, right?
Yeah,
So is that what you need? You need 30, 40
I
grand a
need
year?
about 100 grand. Yeah, off you.
Fucking, all right, okay.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, Andrew. Sure, here, that's a little bit.
That's,
like-
that's how you go. That's how the
Buttons
champ
first,
goes.
buttons.
Like.
Buttons for sure the Doyen will fund it. Is there in this sort of Ireland regional scene, Emmet? Is there
Yeah.
like rivalries in the gyms or anything like that? Like what I mean is, and look, this is
Between
complete.
gyms?
Yeah, this is a completely hypothetical example.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this is actually a rivalry.
Yeah.
Say for example, you're a gym.
Yeah.
Do you have a rivalry with like Hybrid and Bangor, or do you have a rivalry with like Fight Academy or whatever? Is there any? of
Yeah,
that?
like if you went out in the pub on a Saturday night
Yeah.
in Belfast and you were there with a couple of your lads for your gym and they're on the other side of the bar.
And you'd be
Are we
standing there
talking-
looking at each other.
Are you
just
Nah,
like the
no.
troubles, huh?
Nah.
Or
And
is
there
it,
is people who get on like
or,
that.
or is it like it's actually quite respectful? It's
I-
so violent.
I
it
know a
probably has
lot.
to be
I know a lot
respectful.
of guys from different gyms, and I'd be quite friendly with them. You know what I mean? I'd chat away to them and stuff. I'd never. Our gym definitely. Our gym, like ethos and all. Like we wouldn't have any of that. Like starting beef for
Aye.
no reason. Like if someone likes to start beef, then
Then we'll kick the
we'll
fuck
sort
out
it.
of
We'll
them.
sort it.
Do you not think
We'll
that's
sort
a
it in
little
the
bit
old-fashioned way.
Someone in the gym.
Do you not think
sort
that's
it
a
with
little
a-
bit insecure?
Yeah, I think so. Because if someone's like, sure, we've had it all. Like I've had it before. People be like, say they beat you or say you're not good or whatever.
I think that kind of stuff. You know,
It doesn't annoy me, but
if I ever watch a press conference for a UFC or an MMA or a boxing, whatever comes up on Sky
Mm-hmm.
Sports, like 2 days before the fight, whatever, say it's
Yep.
Fury versus Usyk, whatever, and I see them and I actually just think it's so stupid.
the press conference.
Because they go, we need to sell the fight, we need to show everyone that we want to
Oh,
kill each
knocked
other,
up.
and then after the fight, they're like, "Oh, he's my best mate, he's a great fighter."
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
people can see through all that shit now,
I think as well though, when someone acts the dick and then gets beat, they've no other choice to be like humble about it. Do you know what I mean?
Trying to think of
You need to stick with your
examples.
guns. Like if you're that guy,
What was the guy that Fury beat 3 times?
Deontay Wilder.
Deontay
Deontay
Wilder.
Wilder.
Michael
Like
Collins.
was not happy with Michael Collins, no, but Fury beat Wilder 3 times, or the draw, and then he won
Draw,
draw
yeah.
in
Drew
2,
the
right?
first time, won the first.
But Wilder, to this day, still
Still.
won't.
But do you know what? Who also was a bad example or a good example of that, but they've wised up a wee bit now. When Anthony Joshua first
Yeah.
got beat by Usyk,
Yeah.
or the second time, and
just-
he
he
went
took
on
the microphone
He
though.
went on that big speech.
Yeah.
Blah,
Oh,
blah,
it's
blah.
embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
You also have to
take it, like-
remember too, like some of these boys have got lumps being into their head, like during the whole fight, and then they give them a microphone, and then that's what
It's
happens.
like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
You ever see people get KO'd and Joe Rogan just with a mic.
Yeah,
So how'd you think that went?
How'd you
Yeah,
think-
really good.
Like I won, Joe.
He went over
like,
to
he
the-
makes sure like he never lets go of the microphone.
No.
Aye, but
They'll still be lying, knocked out,
Aye.
and he'll go over with it and be like,
Yeah.
what went wrong there? Then?
yeah. He's like, well, I'm dead. That's what
I started following a few fighters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously just to.
Have you got any favorites? Have you got any? Tell us what you've learned.
Any favourites?
No, do you know what I started? Do you know what? Apart from you, Emmet. But can I just say, if you look back to the commentary on my fight with Conor, Jamie Conlon was commentating, and he said I had the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
If you listen back to it,
Do you know, this is the thing about.
he's a former
I would.
professional fighter.
Well, this is a case for the rematch.
This is it. I would point this out as well because obviously people have spoke about, there was a few draws on the night. There was a few different decisions that people thought, I thought that would go one way or the other way. You have to remember, see, when you're watching the fight, people don't realize this. See the angle that the commentary are watching it from, and the angle the judges are watching it from, and the angle that the audience are watching it from, and the angle that the people at home are watching it from.
It's like VAR, isn't it?
all
actually is.
all different angles. So like what the commentary might see and what the judges might see might be 2 entirely different things.
Yeah.
The commentary might see someone that looks like they're taking a few shots whilst they're seeing them defending them. You know what I mean? So it's like people don't realize. And then also, like, for example, say the audience, right, during your fight, for example, now I don't think this
Cheering.
happened.
Audience
Yeah,
does
the
have a
cheering. Say,
factor,
for
like-
example, Conor Brennan lands 20 shots on you and there's not really that much noise made. Then you land 2 and the audience go, oh! The judges could get influenced by that and go, fuck, Andrew's
That's a
fucking
thing.
got, you know what I mean?
Is that common? Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you went, but like that can influence judging. You know what I mean? If you like,
Judging's very
if you
difficult.
fight in someone's like backyard, basically. Like if I went down south and fought someone from down there,
And
I
he
can
has
bring
the
the-
90% of the room supports
the
him.
judges
Like.
would be hearing that and be like, they pretend like they might not
Couldn't the
even
judges
say.
not go and judge in a TV room with no
know.
sound? and
There is
headphones
talk
on,
of
like?
that.
They might
but-
not even say they're doing it, but they're mentally. But you'll just do it without thinking. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think like Sean?
Human
When if
nature.
you look at Sean McCobb's fight, right,
Yeah.
against Barboza, did you watch that?
Yeah, I thought
He won that
Yeah,
fight.
he won.
But again, that's it. That's boxing.
That's it's just
bit
shit,
corrupt,
like,
isn't it?
It's a shit game.
It's a corrupt game, and that's why I got out of it.
But that's why. That's why.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah,
Well, you
yeah,
did
yeah.
get robbed as well.
yeah.
I won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I
And
That's
I
why.
lost the
And
third.
then you took the foot off. You took the foot off the gas.
I felt
like.
sorry for
To be
him.
fair, the third was a 10-8. Third might have been a 10-6.
It was awful.
Oh,
I'm
bless.
so happy I did it. Like,
No, definitely.
Here, I'm delighted. I'm very happy for, very proud of you. Well done. Congratulations. You stepped out of your comfort zone. You did
Thank
something
you.
different. And by the way, I also want to say while I'm on the train of complimenting you, this is the best your hair's ever looked. Don't ever change this, whatever you've done with it
Fellas,
today.
it looks nice.
This is a winner we're on to today. I always take a piss out of when you got a bad hair day. I gotta give you credit when you have a good one. This is a good one.
can I just say, I thought I was going bald for about 6 months last
Here.
year. I'm not anymore.
Today you're not.
No,
Next week might be a different
no.
case.
Can I tell you?
We got the
What'd you
win.
do?
Changed my hair.
You
product.
said this months ago as well.
Fixed
though.
everything.
Well,
Fixed everything.
What, like
Do you know
hair?
what? Fixed my hair.
Like
I'm using
washing?
a different
What
type
you're
of
washing
paste
with?
and a powder rather than before I was using a wax.
Right, well-
and the wax was thin in it. The powder now was full up in it.
I'm going to tell you right now then. You've no excuse. See if you come in here for bad hair day again and I see it bad, I'll have you.
That's what the steroids do as well.
That's right. That's what the energy
The
gel.
energy gel.
The energy gel. I just rub it on his head. He was like, "Oh, put my mouth." I'm like, "No, your hair needs it more."
Do you know what I really wanted? And I should have said it to you before. Is before the fight started, I would have liked it. I should have said it to you. It was Aaron walks across the ring, goes up to Conor, and just shoves the belt.
I
in his
know.
face
I
and
know.
stuff.
Do you know what?
When you look back on it, you think of things you wish you should have done.
Yeah.
Do you know that
Do you
kind
do
of
it with
thing?
your fights? You watch them back and go, "Fuck, I wish."
Should have done this. Should
Yeah.
have celebrated differently.
Yeah. There's
But that's
also-
the same. That's the same in comedies when you come off and in your head the audience would have enjoyed the show, but in your head you're like, I should have said that. And I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So in a way, you're always never going to be happy. You know that kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
you're always never going to be
Yeah.
happy.
But yeah, you can only be. Look, you can't leave it
Yeah.
to the judges next time. But
Did your dad watch the fights by any chance? Did you know that? Sensei.
Did your brother watch it, Jack?
I had it on. I had it on in my. I was watching by myself. Like
What about Jack? Jack got a fight coming up anytime.
he's trying to.
You boys can't get fights for loving or money. I
He's-
tell you.
He's looking to get his next pro fight here. Over this
Yeah, because I met Jack in the pub in Belfast.
Oh, no way.
And he came up to me.
Oh, I think he sent me a photo. To be
And
fair.
I went,
He was ripping into me
this guy
apparently.
just started walking up to me and I went, oh, here's someone I'm going to have to knock out. So he comes up to me and he goes, oh, my name's Jack. Emmet was on the pod. And I was like, oh, nice to meet you, man. So we're just chatting away and he's like, yeah. He said, just chatting away. I said, how you getting on with your fighting? Just general kind of like chit chat. And then he was just saying, oh, I'm a better fighter than Emmet and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
And I was just like,
insecurity. That
Yeah,
I
that
was
is.
like, yeah. So I said, I'll get him on sometime, get
Yeah,
the two of you
yeah.
on or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but in terms of you and your brother, where are you in terms of your level, your game now and your level? So he's gone pro.
Yeah.
So he's had one pro fight already and
Yeah.
he's won that.
Yeah.
Right. So where's he going to now and what's his plan?
He's looking to. Well, he's training. He went on a wee holiday at the start of summer, so he's been training flat out. I think he's trying to get his next pro fight sorted. Either come the end of summer.
And
like.
would that be in Ireland? Could it be in America? Could it be in England?
He's had actually a few offers. He had a couple. He had an offer for Spain, I think, to go over and fight in Spain, and then he had one for like a show in Dubai as well. But like the fella in Dubai was like a 30-0 Russian or something.
Oh,
So I was like, here, fight him down the line. Fight him down the line. Don't
don't
but
beat up
he-
against
Is that something you really look at? Like your opponent goes, look, this is a 26.
See a pro.
you know.
Everyone's lying if they're saying they're going to take the hardest fights going straight away. Like I think part of your pro career has to get used to the rounds and the rules. It's a different game. Like
And the atmosphere and to get your head
Yeah.
sorted.
One-
And you go, if you won 4 or 5 in a row, you're
Yeah.
in. It's like comedy, isn't it? Like you do.
Yeah.
You do 1 or 2 big opera houses and then it becomes second nature. The
Yeah.
first one you might be a bit ropey about it. Like
Yeah.
well, that's it. That's why I want a couple more title fights, and then I'd say probably defend it here at the start of or the end of this year, and then
What's the atmosphere like at your fights? Because I really want to go to one.
We will. We absolutely have
the
to.
Clan Wars there was like it was rammed packed. Like the atmosphere was crazy.
When he was doing his last fight there, that he won the belt on, me and you were doing comedian starts, which is why we couldn't go.
Oh yeah.
So we
Would have
were
been class, like.
Oh yeah. We were both doing very similar athletic things.
I
that
just
night.
feel like there's a place for me in the fight game. You know?
Yeah,
there is.
I genuinely think I could get in, become a promoter, spiritual advisor.
Yeah.
You know,
But you've
I
got
think
the
so.
experience banked now. That
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
you
Like there's people messaging me on Instagram, Andrew, like
pointers.
I've got, Frampton's going, want to go for coffee.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Absolutely.
Sean
I
McCoy
imagine.
was like, I wish I brought you to my wedding.
That's right. Yeah, you're his new sparring partner, Macomb, aren't you?
Ah, mate.
Ah, yeah. Sure.
See him ringing-
surely you're hitting too hard.
I don't
though.
know. Here, you're a secret weapon. I don't want to say that publicly. Sorry.
No, I'm secretly ill.
Yeah, we know. Here, it's not secret. It's very obvious.
We need, so there's a big boxing fight on up at it's an outdoor fight.
Oh, in August? No, sorry.
It's in July.
What's that?
It's Sunday. It's Ireland versus Scotland. A load of gyms in Ireland in the north, and they've teamed up. It's a big out, and in the evenings, white collar.
Where is this?
Tony Carnett is involved, and loads of other things. It's I will get the
Is
details.
it part of the field? No.
No,
The Phil one's in August, though. Maybe I might go to that if I'm not gigging.
No, yeah, and we're going to go up. It's on Sunday afternoon. The kind of like semi-pros, and in the evening it's a bit of white collar.
Let me know when it is or where it is.
It's outdoor as well. I'd actually like to go and do that. Frampton's promoting it,
Right,
and then I'd like to go and see an MMA and stuff. I've never, the boxing that we did was the first time I'd ever been to a boxing event,
And he competed. Isn't that
And you
hilarious?
fought on it.
and
Yeah,
I fought
that's
it in the
history.
Ulster Hall.
Yeah,
That is history
ridiculous.
right there.
So
That's a funny
it's the
story.
first time I'd ever been to a boxing event in my life. I competed in the Ulster Hall in front of 1,000 people, and I retired on the same night.
Did you leave you should have left the gloves in the.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. If
You actually
fighters
leaving
do.
the gloves in the middle of the ring.
You leave the gloves in
Giving
the
a wee
ring.
wave off
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
crowd.
But
Yeah.
that's another like wee promo video we can shoot.
I
of,
know,
like,
I know.
of Andrew like walking away from the ring.
Yep,
and, like,
yep.
hanging up
Leaving the gloves behind you, like.
You know what? Oh yeah, that would be just the ring, the Ulster Hall quiet, nobody in the crowd, and just me putting the rings down, and just blessing myself.
You got to shoot it when the whole crowd left. You sit in the ring just with your
And then
arms
like
folded.
a video montage, and the voiceover that goes, "Can't believe it's over." And, like the journey I've been on through the years. Do you know what would be really good? Like to make a massive
Every
1 hour
dog wants to
documentary
stay.
about my fighting career that never happened.
Like a UFC embedded where it's like
that kind of thing,
yeah,
like at
yeah,
home,
yeah.
like 2 days before the fight.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
like it's just like I've been training really hard, but actually I've never fought. But I watched the documentary, go, this guy sounds like an amazing
By the way,
fighter.
that's the exact thing I would have done as well.
And
That's
like
hilarious.
interview all of yous.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
as
yeah.
I'd just be like, Emmet, like,
journalists.
well, I saw him first of all on the clips, and I knew that like his right hand. I think there's no one out there.
You have to talk about how like Ollie Harrison just.
How he
inspired
came
you
onto the
to greatness.
scene and like his charity work and all this kind of stuff. And then Eddie Hearn, cutting clips of Eddie Hearn interviews talking about Tyson Fury, was like, he's unfucking believable. Like all that. It's like- and you could actually put together a 40-minute documentary, and it's just a spoof.
That would
Yeah.
be hilarious.
Yeah. Did you? I must send you a link. I did a spoof video years ago, like 10 years ago, about me fighting Brock Lesnar, and all I did was I took clips of Brock Lesnar doing interviews, and then I would put interviews with me in it, and I posted on Facebook, and it was a good laugh or whatever, right? I had people messaging me going, where can I get tickets for this? And I was going, people actually thought
versus Brock Lesnar.
people thought I was fighting Brock Lesnar at the Europa Hotel, like in like 2 months or whatever. I'm like, and I instead of me being like, mate, that's fake, I'd be like, mate, just message your Europa website, they'll sort you out. And so Europa had people messaging being like, Aaron Butler's not fighting Brock
Butler
Lesnar at
versus
the hotel.
Lesnar, like.
People are so fucking gullible and nuts, like
People on the internet are fucking crazy.
But anyway, I went to a musical theatre rave on Friday. How do you feel about that?
So you did the box on Wednesday, and then you went to.
Yeah, I did the most manly thing, and then I did the most unmanly thing in 1 week. But that's
So you went to
BDE, like.
musical
That's
theatre.
BDE.
This is- Emmet, this is the difference between. What were you doing Friday? First of all, Emmet, what were you doing? Were you training?
What did I do on Friday? No, I was out in the pints.
Right. So Friday, you're in the pints.
you were hoping he would.
Friday,
say
he's at musical theatre night.
I
at the-
did train on
at the
Friday as well,
So
though.
you trained in cage, then you went for
Yeah.
a few fights, right? A few drinks,
fights,
right?
yeah.
You trained in a cage on a Friday.
Yeah.
He went to a musical theatre night in a nightclub, and I went looking at wedding venues. What? The
Oh, what
are
an
living,
eclectic mix of
three of
creatures.
us are living completely different lives. Here.
Yeah, very much so. The who's
Have
the
you picked your best man yet?
No, there's no best man.
No best man.
Plug for me.
There's no best man, and there's no bridesmaids. There'll be people.
No bridesmaids.
No bridesmaids. No.
Who the fuck am I riding at this win? Fuck's sake.
Huh?
Who am I riding at this win? Fuck's sake. Julie, love.
So we went looking at wedding venues, yeah. So it's hard work.
You getting ready to say you shouldn't be looking better than the bride to everyone will see.
Aaron will turn up in a white suit.
Oh, absolutely.
And he'll turn up to
Leopard
the
print,
front.
I'd be looking like Joe Exotic walking a tiger.
Smoking a cigar. Just walk him in with the belt code. Champ is in! Champ is in the room.
You will bring that belt with you as well.
Oh, look, 100%. Yeah, I'll tell a girl to fought Brock Lesnar for it.
You got to get invited first.
But yeah.
You not got invited?
I know.
You not in the group chat?
I'm in the VIP. I'm at the head table. I'm at the top table.
There's no top table.
I'm ordained. I'm the minister wedding him. But yeah.
So I was looking at a wedding venue. So what was this gay? Was it a gay night? Sorry, what was it?
It wasn't a. Here's the thing, like,
but it was in a gay club.
No. Here's what I'm going to say
was
to
it?
you.
What club was
You're
it?
right and you're wrong at the same time. Like, it wasn't labelled as a gay night, but it was absolutely a gay night.
But it was in the Kremlin.
But that just
Was it
because it's
the
in the
Kremlin?
Kremlin doesn't mean it's a gay
The
night.
Kremlin's a gay club, isn't it?
It's a club for LGBTQ plus XYZ.
But it's a
people.
good night, the Kremlin.
It's a night, yeah. You
No,
could
but the
say
Kremlin
that.
is a good night out. Like
It's a club, yeah. Yes.
You don't have to be LGBT.
It welcomes everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Everyone's
It's
welcome.
inclusivity,
That's what's
right?
beautiful about it, and that's what's great about it. Everyone's welcome, and I was welcome on
I've
Friday
been before.
night.
It's great crack.
Of course you have.
I, as you know, I'm a musical. He sells Chubba Chubs in the toilets, and palpers. But anywho,
And energy drinks.
energy gels, yeah.
Just a lollipop stand and energy
Just feeding
gels.
it into them like a wee bukkake. But yes, what? I don't know why you said that. That's awful, Andrew Ryan. How dare you? You're getting married. Anyway. So I've been in a few musical productions myself. Now, as you know, very talented footwork. That's why I don't box, because it'd be illegal. But very fast, good dancer, evasive, great with my body, right? So did a few musicals in my day, and my friend Heather, who is a friend from uni, also loves musicals, and was like, I can't think of anyone else to go with than you. I was like, would you be up for doing it? I was like, yeah, fuck it. So we bought the tickets like months ago. It sold out. It was absolutely full. I was going to myself, probably gonna be a lot of gay people here, like, right? But that's fine. I have no problem with it. But I was going, a lot of gay people here, and then I get into the venue and I start dancing the West Side Story, and I go, I'm the gay guy. I'm the gayest guy.
It's literally
here.
you,
It's me. And the gay guys were looking at me going,
He's a bit much like.
they were like, fruit. You know what I mean? That's what they were like. I was like, guys, I don't blame me. You know what I mean? They didn't even want to hit on me because I was that gay. That's how gay it was. They were like, yeah. So anyway, but we had a great time all in all.
I got chatted up by a gay guy once.
I'm sure you did.
Great compliment.
I'm sure you did.
Here it is.
What'd he say?
Take it.
So I was at Pride.
Last year, this
No,
was
years and years ago. I was at Pride in Manchester. And,
Manchester Pride.
And it's on like Canal Street.
Mm-hmm.
And this Aussie guy was chatting me up. Now, I was with two gay friends, and I was there. And can I just say, and I've said it many times before, if you ever get a chance to go to a Pride festival, absolutely brilliant fun.
Sorry, yes. That's what you said. In private, he says, don't go. But anyway.
PR
Pride Festival is brilliant.
Pride's the Belfast
Pride is fucking brilliant.
July 27, Pride Festival, this Belfast.
I'm away for it. I'm not there for it. I'm doing the Ivy Gardens in Dublin, the Vodafone Comedy
Now,
Festival.
see if I go to Pride and see you on top of a float. Just this is some diversion you're saying here.
Yeah,
your alternative drag queen. You know what I mean? What's your drag queen name?
Andreas.
Andreas.
Yeah, he's a wee Spanish fruit.
Andreas Pablo Hosanna.
Yeah.
But anyway, this guy was chatting me up at the bar, but I didn't realise he was chatting me up. You know,
You thought he was just having a
No, he
normal
was a
chat?
friend of one of the guys in the group, and then he introduced himself. And I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." I can't remember what his name was Alex or something. I was like, "Hi, man, nice to meet you." And he's like, "Good." And I go, "Oh, you guys enjoying your day?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's all really good." He's like, and I said, "Yeah, it's my first time here." He's like, "Oh, you're from Ireland?" I was, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I love Ireland." And I, just general kind of like chit chat
with him.
And then he goes, "Do you want a drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll have a bottle of whatever I was drinking." Like, and then about 20 minutes later, my friend who's gay just said, I think he thinks.
Just watch him.
No, I think he thinks you're gay and you're sing. And I just went.
You must have given.
So I just turned out to him and like, I just was like, "I'm not gay now, but thanks."
You just.
That makes it sound like you were gay at one point of your life.
Huh?
The way you go, "I'm not gay now," that makes it sound
but like,
like
I was just like,
I used to be.
Like I was just enjoying it. I didn't want to give him the wrong.
I'm healed.
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You must have been given off the vibe.
It was about 15 years ago, to be honest.
Aye.
It was a long time ago.
Look, you should have had a bit of courtesy and at least give him a wee handy, Jay, under the bar. I think that's the etiquette. That's what
True.
I
I'll ring him. I'll just ring him there and say,
"Here, tell him you own one."
Says he can't remember his name. He has him on fucking best friend on Snapchat.
Sean, you were at the boxing. What did you think?
I had a ball. It was fantastic.
Was that your first year at it, Sean?
Yes, because last year I missed it because I was in Leeds and I was raging. I was sitting watching it on a wee stream.
Sean got loads of behind the scenes footage and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure
and
you're
I'll
going to do
be-
something with that.
Yeah, I've been working on it over
That's
the
fun.
weekend. It's class, all the footage. So we'll have a wee video to go up.
Here's what I'll say, like, for all the comedians and stuff and all of us to take part in not just this boxing event, but even when we do these big gigs and stuff like that, like, enjoy these moments. Like, these are like flipping, these are things we'll look back on in 15, 20 years
Like,
ago.
I've got that video for life now.
But you'll be like, remember the time I fought in the also, remember the time I did support at the SSE? Remember, like, these are all, I'm always very conscious of being like,
In the moment.
these are these
yeah, yeah.
moments, like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
that you fucking,
You
you know
have
what I
to,
mean?
though.
Same with fighting, like, you know,
Yeah.
every fight you take, you're like,
But that's why.
even the little things, like the backstage, the
Yeah.
lead up, the going for dinner before, like, these
It's
are
all part of it.
This is all just fucking,
Training with pro boxers, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
then-
that's like that's a bit nuts.
Then if you let it, like, if you don't do that, if you don't take it in, and then it's all said and done, like, it's all over, like, you'll end up regretting so many things.
Like, you know what the funny thing? I was with Connor Brennan this morning, and he said to me, like, when the photos came through, the photos looked amazing. And he
That's
said,
the only reason I
he's-
fight.
he's
to be
like-
honest. Nice
for the photos.
nice pics for the gram.
but like, he got the photos. He says, I'm actually framing too for my house.
Oh, yeah,
Because he
yeah,
said,
yeah.
Have
like,
you framed any?
no, not yet.
No.
You have to
Don't know if he will.
You have to get your rematch back first.
There's a great photo of you that you didn't put up that I thought you should
Wow.
have, and it's like you backstage hitting the pad, and your fucking arm looks massive in
It
it.
is massive, mate.
It's not that massive, but in this photo it looks great. But I don't know why you didn't.
Sleeper-
Maybe,
you
maybe
do have
I'll put it up. I'll put it up as a story.
oh
Just
look,
go-
now he's gonna put it up straight away.
just
And I've
put it
said
up
that.
there,
He's like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
fucking hell, you've mentioned
You
it.
do have a sleeper build,
Like, my arm
Yeah.
looks good. I do have a what?
a sleeper build.
What's that?
People would sleep on your.
So
build.
like, see the way you're sitting there now. Now, obviously, you're jacked.
What are you
on.
fucking saying?
no, we're
Saying a sleeper build's a
excuse me.
comment. You take that off and you're jacked.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am Jack.
yeah. See,
I know,
yeah, he's
but a sleeper build. It's a
Sleeper
compliment.
build as
But
compliment.
what does that mean?
The likes of
Sleeper?
Aaron doesn't have a sleeper build. Like,
Yeah, mine's just, I've an outward.
you can
build.
see
You
that
can-
you can see that he's obviously like taking something.
You can see I'm hench
So a sleeper build is somebody
You
that.
don't expect him to be big or ripped.
because they're covered up with
They're
clothes.
covered up.
Oh, but I am.
You are. That's what we're saying. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's just pipe down, all right? 'Cause don't make me come back out of retirement.
Sorry, please don't.
I don't
No,
think you
was-
should
yeah.
retire. I think you've got some. I think you got some.
I think I've
more
got
left.
some time. I just think my story isn't finished.
It's not.
Yeah, at the
it's
the
not-
tender age of
this-
43, he's definitely got some left in the
The
tank.
story is not wrote yet. Like,
So Sean McCobb reportedly might be fighting again this year, and
As he should.
I said that why wouldn't it be great if we got a little gang of us to go?
Depends where he's fighting
London.
and when. Is it London?
Could be London.
Could be London. We're
Tied in with a
speculating.
gig.
If I am not gigging or if I'm free, I would definitely
Just go for the crack.
I know. No, I would. I love boxing and fight events. Like I like. And
Can I just say
remember-
that was my first ever
Yeah.
fight event, and I fought in it.
you've never
I know.
been to
Never
one,
been to
ever.
it, and now I want to go to them.
if you
You'd
I-
love an MMA show.
yeah, like I commentate on the Fit to Fight MMA show. If that happens again at
Could
some point this
I
year,
maybe do commentating on it?
nah.
I plugged you for. I'll plug you for Clan Wars.
There you go.
Clan Wars. What do you mean?
That's what I won the belt on.
That's a
When you say you
regional
plugged me for that,
promotion.
what does that mean? You're going to get
To
me.
get you- Try and get your time.
If you want to do it, obviously because I'm the champ, I've got pool like
Yeah.
on the show.
Did you get me a fight as well?
They
Oh.
here.
Is
Can
there
you
like
be
an
my
over-
first title defense?
Is there an over
Give me a
40s
walkover.
MMA? Is there over 40s MMA?
There's no
There's senior league now.
We need to put in the seniors, man.
I know. The
Can't believe I'm
Masters.
actually
There is a
saying that.
Masters League actually.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere there. It's it now. It's in like Russia, so
Yeah.
you'd be going against some stiff opposition.
It's like what's that five-a-side that all the footballers all do, like that sort of thing.
The Masters.
Is that what that is?
Or,
Yeah.
or Masters football, isn't it?
Yeah.
Masters football, yeah.
But yeah, we got to
I
I
find.
just think my story isn't over. you know?
No, I
It's
know
not.
it's not. The book's still being written, Andrew. So it is.
Could, do you know what would be really good if you actually wrote an autobiography about being in the fight game
You
and
should.
published it, and you never actually.
Here's
were a
what I
fighter?
would
I
do,
think you
Andrew.
should.
Right? Genuinely, if you want to do that, just go to ChatGPT, the AI
Yeah.
software. Literally, just go write me a 120-page novel about the fighter Andrew Ryan and his life. Get it
I don't, yeah.
printed and get a copy made and have it sitting on that desk at all times.
On the desk,
Do you know what?
we
Do
could-
you know what?
yes.
Get like 50 copies printed and just start handing them out to guests and stuff and just be
That'd
like,
be really
Do a
good.
big sign.
give it to Sean McComb, give it
What
to
we call it? My journey to the ring and back.
the fall at the
That's
Ulster
actually a
Hall.
Great idea.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You have to add like a comedy spin to it, though. It's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I
Oh
mean,
no,
like,
ChatGPT just
not the
writes it
first
all.
ring you've been to.
No, here, no.
it's not the last I've been to. But Emmet, so you're looking for another fight now at the moment,
Yeah,
and you're looking to go pro pretty soon.
I think I'm thereabouts. You know what I mean? It's just now getting. I want to get because I'm hitting a bit of a stride now, I wouldn't mind keeping it up for a wee bit, and then because there's no rush, as I said. Like as soon as I go pro, and like as I said, people go pro too early, and they'll be like, right, it's now or never. Well, that's it. You went pro too early, prematurely the other night, and that's why the experience got the better. The experience over exactly. You can't buy experience. That's what Conor ran done.
MMA and boxing's so different though, because in boxing they give you more of a platform to build and pad your record. Like it's almost too padded. Like for example, like a fighter in boxing can go 20-0 and actually not be that good. Whilst if you go 20-0 in MMA, you're probably a fuck.
Can I ask you a question? So like Leah McCourt, where is she in her career? She's UFC, isn't she?
She's fights for Bellator. PFL. I don't know. I haven't looked at her fights and record too much. I know she's a very good fighter and she's flipping. I think she was in line to fight for a belt, but because the promotions merged, there was a bit of an issue with that.
Am I right in saying she was ranked number 1 maybe for a time?
Not in the world, but maybe in her promotion she might have been in her weight class. But she fights at a weight class is actually quite difficult for women because there's not that many women fighters in the 145 division. No. Like if
Cyborg.
You've got Cyborg and everyone else. I mean, realistically, if like, don't get me wrong, she is like a big name in the scene and stuff here and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's hard to get fights at her weight class.
But that's it. MMA, it actually is hard to pad your record to an extent. Like at pro, when you go pro, I'll maybe get 2 or 3 guys who I should beat. After that, it'll be hard. Like boxing, you could be like, there's boys that are like
culture of a journeyman.
Yeah, there's boys that are like 20-0.
Yeah,
and I thought they only started fighting, but they've ranked 20 fights from nowhere. Like,
I could go to Estonia and fight 18 boys and beat all of them and pad a record, and then come back here and go boys 18-0.
Estonia, I feel like they'd be quite good over there.
Nah, I think
it's a bad shout.
There's a way of covering it up.
MMA get called out in it more as well.
Yeah.
So same boxing, it's just the norm to an extent. Obviously, boxing goes to a super high level, but before that, it's a bad thing. But MMA, like, there's been boys who have took padded record fights and you actually get wiped off your record. There's guys you're like banned in the rankings at pro because they're deemed to, like, it'll literally say on the record, we feel like they're trying not to win. Like literally pays like, we need to ban this person and their fight's null and void because he's literally going in there just to take a bit of coin and fuck off.
So the other guy gets to win.
But his won't count. Like you're not allowed to fight. So some people are literally banned from being allowed to fight because they're like 0-60, and some guy 1-0, 2-0 who's a big prospect fighting them just to get another win. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, right.
There's also
doesn't really happen in MMA as much.
Yeah, but wins and losses are different too. So in boxing, if you take a loss, it's much more damaging
to your career
than if you take a loss in MMA. Yeah. MMA losses kind of happen all the time because it is so high level.
Like there's boys who'll get signed to the UFC and they've got like 3 or 4 pro losses.
McGregor had 3 or 4 pro losses. Like
as long as it's not like you're losing like 4 fights in a row, stuff like that.
Like I'm trying to think, there's good examples of fighters who have had a load of losses. Nate Diaz has like fucking 12 losses or something. But he's one of the biggest fighters. He's probably way more.
I think he's like 30-20 or something.
Yeah.
Just because he just fights for the
I'd love to get Leah McCourt on here to the pod.
Absolutely, yeah. It'd be a good chat if she did come on. Because she's bound to have a fight coming up at some point because she hasn't fought in a little bit.
Yeah. So guys, thanks so much for coming in today to the podcast. Emmet, good to see you. Good to see you continue on your journey. Obviously, when you get turn pro and you make that big change and stuff, we'll get maybe you and your brother Jack in again, and we'll kind of follow you and continuously support you on your journey. And obviously, you know, if you want to speak to me about anything,
on the shorts,
let me know. We'll get a bit of sponsorship for you as well. Raise a bit of money for you.
What did they say? 40 grand, wasn't it?
No, I think it's double that.
It's grand.
40 grand minimum, and we'll talk.
Aaron, thanks for coming in. Good to see you again. Not seen you since the fight last week. It was good to kind of catch up and talk a little bit about it. If you were at the boxing, thank you very much.
Just getting emotional again. Oh, Jesus, Andrew. Anytime he talks about it,
why does I keep choking you up?
It does, I mean, you're getting some sort of post-traumatic syndrome. Anytime you bring it up, I
left it all in the ring, guys. I left it all in the ring.
There's still party in the ring. There's people in the ulcer hall still cleaning you up.
But
the name of the book. There's a cork in my ring.
There's a cork in the ring.
Algeran always.
Let us know in the comments watching my documentary, my boxing career documentary. I think a fake boxing career documentary, if we make, will be brilliant.
Always.
And I also said it before, and Shane Todd said it afterwards. I said there's a sitcom in this.
Oh yeah.
in amateur boxing, right? And then about an hour later, Shane Todd was sitting in the dressing room. He said, "There's a sitcom here
Oh yeah.
about lads doing white collar."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone, and you know, the fake bravado. Now, obviously, I'm going around like having the crack with it. Obviously, not a fighter, but like I'm doing it just to have the bit of crack. And you think, so you know what, you can keep running with this
Oh yeah.
because you know, like it's a lot of fun. But listen, thanks to everyone that saw the fight, came to the fight, supported the fight, and raised the money for the Children's Cancer Unit. A big thank you to the Die-In for sponsoring the sport. But there comes a time when you know it's time to stop. And today, I'm officially announcing my retirement from the fight game.
Jesus Christ. One of the best to do it. One of the best to do it. What a moment.
I spoke to the family.
Yeah.
I spoke to my trainer down through the years. I spoke to my advisors.
Yeah.
It's not
And
worth
I
the
think
risk
we
anymore.
think it's time to let a new generation into the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel my contribution has been seen not just across Ireland, but across the boxing world as well. Tyson Fury texted me last night saying he said I was one of the best. Then I was one of,
What you had?
Aubergine emoji.
I was one of the
Emoji.
best to do it. Floyd Mayweather, obviously, we all know he dodged me for years.
Yeah.
And he knew what I would have done to him. But I think the Ulster Hall was a fitting way to go out.
Yeah.
Again, it wasn't the result I wanted, but it was a result that boxing needed. Die-In, 25% off food Wednesday, Saturday.
Lovely.
Cork,
Good stuff.
See you next week.
See you next week.